What if I told you that Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's so-called idyllic romance, once hailed by social media as damshar relationship goals, wasn't just fishy, but emotionally and spiritually musty? Get ready, because Jim didn't just speak up, he went nuclear. And what he's now disclosing is the type of messy truth that not even VH1 producers saw coming. He tore the bandage off a 10-year-old love wound, and what came pouring out couldn't be cleaned with a gallon of bleach. We're talking sneaky recordings, twisted loyalty games, guilt tactics, and a relationship so toxic, even Instagram tried flagging the details as emotionally disturbing. This heartbreak makes love and hip-hop look like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So the real question is, why did Jim describe Chrissy's love as stifling and premeditated? And more importantly, what proof does he have to go this far? This isn't just a breakup story. This might have been a long-term scam, camouflaged with red bottoms and Chanel pearls. It's a full-blown emotional crime scene, and Jim is putting the evidence out there for the world to see. So turn off your notifications, grab a snack, and brace yourself, because Jim just laid Chrissy's secrets bare, and there's no press release coming after this storm. Let's rewind. When Jim and Chrissy first stepped into the spotlight, they had the world fooled. Lavish vacations, viral proposals with cheap rings, and an image of hip-hop royalty. But now Jim is calling it what it really was, a performance. A calculated trap in the guise of love. Fans are holding their breath as the illusion crumbles. Behind closed doors, Jim says the woman who stood beside him during label beefs, street chaos, and even that infamous VH1 rejection wasn't supporting him. She was trapping him. In a leaked emotional message sent to his close circle, Jim confesses, the love wasn't liberating. It was suffocating, manipulative, conditional. I wasn't the one holding it, he admitted. Jim, the same man who once rapped "We Fly High," now claims he was grounded in the worst possible way. He says their relationship was built on psychological warfare, not passion. And this wasn't just talk. During a sealed deposition related to an unrelated VH1 case, Jim reportedly dropped emotional bombs so intense the court stenographer asked for a break. One official described Jim's voice as exhausted, but finally free. This wasn't testimony, it was a purge. Let's talk receipts. Chrissy allegedly kept a spreadsheet, a detailed ledger of every dollar she spent during their relationship. Gym memberships, flights, designer clothes, bail money, even teeth-whitening trays, all tracked meticulously. But here's where it turns sinister. Sources say she used this document as a weapon. If Jim asked for space, she'd remind him, "I'm not going anywhere." She allegedly even pitched a documentary to multiple networks titled Hostage Negotiation with Excel and Lipstick, without including Jim in the credits. When confronted, her response? That's just my version of events. It backfired, badly, but this was just the beginning of the unraveling. What came next blurred the line between petty shade and legal disaster. Enter Cameron. He walked into the courtroom quietly, without a PR smile. Just a confidential folder labeled C+J, filled with damning evidence. His arrival sent a chill through the room. The first page? A bank scan, not under Jim's or Chrissy's name, but Christina Santiago, an alias previously linked to Chrissy's beauty business. By the fourth page, a juror needed a break. The next pages revealed suspicious $25K, $80K offshore payments, labeled as consulting services for a TV company that doesn't exist. Another bombshell, donations to Chrissy's women's empowerment organization were allegedly funneled into her private brand. Expenses included glam squads, photo shoots, and a line item called Reunion Episode Wardrobe, funded by charity money. Chrissy sat expressionless. Her lawyer leaned in, whispered something, but she didn't blink. She just stared forward as her empire burned around her. Then, surveillance footage played. A pixelated video from a Miami hotel showed Chrissy pacing, in stilettos, on the phone, seemingly distressed. Jim refused to turn off the recording. The courtroom went silent. Chrissy's lawyer jumped up. If Cam speaks, we're finished. He has backups and proof. The prosecution confirmed the video was obtained legally via subpoena. The judge allowed it in, confirming Chrissy's carefully crafted image as the ride-or-die queen was collapsing. And then came the final dagger. A former production assistant testified, her voice trembling but determined. She claimed Chrissy bribed editors to cut unfavorable footage and once threatened a senior staffer. "If you show that clip, you'll I." Never work again. Chrissy broke. She covered her face, but the evidence kept coming. Fake invoices, reimbursement claims for fake projects, a Turks and Caicos scriptwriting retreat that was just a birthday trip. And through it all, Cam stayed silent in the gallery. No smirk, just icy composure. The courtroom speakers blared the truth for everyone to hear. Outside, the world was watching. Bloggers were live streaming. Instagram was on fire. Twitter exploded. The memes, brutal. One read, "When you bet the house on manipulation and lose everything." Another showed a split screen of Jim and Chrissy smiling next to the courtroom chaos. As the drama peaked, a black SUV pulled up. Jim stepped out, hoodie on, no jewelry, no entourage. He slipped into the courtroom, quiet and focused. The judge looked at him and asked, "Would you like to speak?" Jim replied softly, I just want the truth out. I didn't know." Chrissy stood, whispered something to him, but Jim didn't respond. He just walked away. That moment went viral instantly. As Jim exited, Cam didn't launch more bombs. He detonated a full firestorm. Then came the final voice recording. It was none other than Mama Jones, time-stamped last year. Her voice was calm, but chilling. "You believe that woman loves you? She loves control. Wake up, before you lose." The judge didn't just nod. He issued a formal order. Moments later, prosecutors dropped the hammer, partnering with federal investigators to dig deeper into Chrissy's finances. The storm wasn't over. Financial situation, spirit, and wallet. It's poetry, brutal and direct. Let's talk history. Her former business manager was under federal scrutiny for years. If these charges are confirmed, we're talking about tax evasion, wire fraud, the works. Subpoenas were flying out targeting old production budgets, nonprofit filings, and shady company documents. The courtroom froze as Chrissy dropped into her chair. No words, no tears, just a 1,000-yard stare of sheer shock. Cameron got up, zipped his blazer, and walked out without a final glance or a mic drop. Or maybe that was the mic drop. The world watched, captivated, as every leaked video and digital spark fanned the flames of a burning empire. But that wasn't the end of the story, because Yandy Smith walked in. And she didn't just sit back, she came to speak. If you thought Cameron's folder was the climax, you were wrong. Just as the courtroom began to cool down, the doors flew open. Chrissy's well-guarded house of cards was about to be hit with a wind she couldn't block. She flinched the moment that name was heard, Yandy Smith. Yandy entered, heels echoing, baby hairs slicked, Bluetooth headset in one hand. Her presence was cold and calculated as reporters shouted outside. Inside, the tension was suffocating. Chrissy looked shattered, no makeup, hoodie low, as if the world was caving in. Camera flashes popped like warning shots. Yandy glanced at one lens and whispered, "Now it's my turn." She lit the match. Even though Mama Jones had already left the bench, Yandy was locked in. Her opening words silenced the room. "For 10 years, I stayed quiet out of respect. Today, I speak to survive." She alleged that Chrissy operated a secret narrative control ring during the 2013-2014 seasons. Bribes, threats, pressure on editors and producers. The goal? Paint Yandy as the villain and bury a real-life incident that hit hard. During fray, a reunion taping, I had a panic attack backstage, Yandy revealed. Production was told I was being dramatic. What wasn't said was that Chrissy tipped off my ex so he could corner me backstage. Surveillance caught it, but the footage was cut. The room gasped. Chrissy stared at the floor, hollow. But Yandy wasn't even halfway through. She pulled out time-stamped emails and added, "They used to say I'd survive. I wouldn't, boss. This wasn't drama. It was dark arts, PR warfare." Then came the burner phone, real evidence. A message from Chrissy to a showrunner read, "If I look bad, the whole show looks bad. Clean it up." Yandy's legal team turned over the phone. It had records of fake drama coordination, hush money, and off-the-record cast control. A chilling note read, "Pay her $1,500. Call it a wardrobe refund. Make her sign something so she can't speak. The courtroom went dead silent. Then came the twist. Yandy and Cameron had teamed up. They'd been exchanging messages and building a forensic digital trail tracking Chrissy's alleged manipulation, dating back to 2011. Hashtags exploded. Clips were dissected frame by frame online. She didn't clap back, she held the whole thing. Memes showed Chrissy in court, hoodie up, head down. Yandy on the stand, pearls gleaming, posture unshaken. A decade-long storm now blowing in full force. Then came the final blow. The prosecution played one last recording. Forensics confirmed it. A 2019 phone call with Chrissy, allegedly saying, "If a VH1 producer leaks Jim's depression, it'll distract from his mental health and make me look like a saint again." The judge took a long pause. The bailiff shifted, visibly stunned. Then Jim Jones walked in. No shackles, no words, just exhausted eyes and legal documents. The judge asked, "Would you like to speak?" Jim looked at Chrissy and said, "I just want to set the record straight. I was unaware." 4 words. Chrissy crumbled. She stood up, mouthed something, maybe please. But Jim shook his head and walked out. Jim has made it clear. He wants no part in lawsuits or criminal cases. He's done everything he can to protect her, until now. Documents stacked high detailed years of alleged manipulation, financial abuse, bank records, assets, deeds, and one line froze the courtroom. I didn't want to see it. But in hindsight, it wasn't love. The judge slammed the gavel. This court finds reasonable cause to commence a criminal case. Chrissy didn't speak, move, or blink. She stared at the floor, effective immediately. Ms. Lampkin is banned from traveling. She must surrender control of all active business accounts. Her businesses are shut down. Her public image, obliterated. Their once dreamy love story was dead. But just when it seemed over, Mama Jones dropped a teaser for her own documentary. They tried to erase me, but I'm still here. Footage of Chrissy at private events, black and white, with narration. Some women build legacies, others steal them. If this isn't the messiest, richest public implosion in reality TV history, what is? This isn't just drama, it's a dynasty collapsing, one dirty receipt at a time. What's next? Chrissy's legal team is scrambling. The IRS is circling. Mona Scott is rumored to be developing a new spin-off. From staged storylines to wire transfers, burner phones, and blackmail, this saga didn't end. It detonated. Now the fallout belongs to the feds, bloggers, subpoenas, and the public. Welcome to the Lampkin Files. And guess who might narrate it? Yandy Smith. There's no room left for mercy. But here's the real question. Was it ever love, or just a fantasy, staged, scripted, and sealed with a red carpet? Was Jim duped, or just caught in the wrong script? Is Yandy the truth teller or a master of timing? Drop your unfiltered thoughts in the comments. Let us know who's real, who's fake, and who's next. If you're still watching, you're already on the jury. So when the next leak drops, don't hear it secondhand. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this isn't just a scandal, it's a trial, and you're in the front row.